Welcome to Wales, welcome to Tenby for one of the most unique triathlons in the calendar. It's long course weekend. This event is a massive physical challenge, but in compensation, competitors get to spend 3 days amid the fresh air and beautiful Pembrokeshire scenery in this stunning part of West Wales. Now in its fourth year, 3,500 triathletes have descended on this seaside resort of Tenby. It's a swim, bike, run challenge, but with a difference. Well, what a glorious evening. It's all about to start here on Tenby Beach. It's the Wales swim. Let's join our commentator Patrick Winterton for a closer look at what lies ahead.
Well, this is the big prize for the weekend, but to get it, you have to complete the long course of each of the disciplines on the 3 days. The blue medal comes for the Wales swim, 2.4 miles in the sea off Tenby Beach. Your second medal, the red one, comes for completing 112 miles on the roads of Pembrokeshire in the Wales Sportive. This is as tough as they come. Now, if you've got anything left in your legs after the bike ride, you can pick up the green medal for completing the Wales Marathon, 26.2 miles. It's a tough course, but the collection of medals should take pride of place in anyone's trophy cabinet. Now, they've gone to great lengths to make sure that everyone can get involved. There are shorter distances available in each of the disciplines, and there's absolutely no need to compete on all 3 days. You can pick and choose, and it's great to see the kids in action as well. There's no doubt they've been just as excited about this event as the adults have about the long course weekend.
The great thing is we've got the junior events right the way through to the senior events, so we're really passionate about growing the future of the sport. We've also got David Davis here tonight, who's our hare in the swim, an Olympic athlete. Ollie Simon, who's a pro triathlete, and then a number of top guys doing all three.
And whoever should beat David Davis will be given £500 to donate to their favourite charity.
You retired after those Olympics, so how many times have you been in the pool since then?
Not enough to probably be fit for this race. I've enjoyed the year off, enjoyed the retirement, but great to be at a fantastic event like this and supporting it.
So we're going to be seeing you setting the pace at the front there. Having not done so much training though, are you expecting the win, those competitive juices going to come through?
No, I am honestly here, you know, in the enjoyment capacity, going to take it easy, enjoy the sort of venue and the laid-back approach to it. It's perfect, it's a fantastic setting in Wales. We've seen the kids behind us now doing their little bit. And I'm sure later the sea's really flat. There's going to be loads of people watching on the cliff tops behind us, and you know, to have this in Wales is fantastic.
And this is an event that is getting bigger and bigger every year.
We've got 32 countries represented over the weekend, so it really is turning into an international event, which we're delighted to, and that's our vision for the race. You know, we want to deliver it to an international standard and take on some of the big boys in Europe.
1,000 athletes lined up, ready to go. Take the plunge into the bay here. David Davis wears a red cap. The white caps belong to those just doing the Wales swim, and the yellow caps, 250 of them, are doing the whole long course weekend. So they start with that 2.4 mile swim. 1.2 on offer for those who don't want to do the massive distance. Now, one man who should be very quick in his local waters is Oliver Simon, who's done well here before. In fact, he's won the Wales swim before.
It's special because it's a local event for me. I basically live about half a mile down the road. So I get to train on the course, live right by the course all the time. Going through all the towns and local villages, it really gets a good atmosphere going.
The good pace being set in the early stages. One or two of the swimmers taking a slightly different route. Plenty of kayakers out on the water to help guide the swimmers. David Davis looks to have made a break out towards the left with his red hat on, and be interesting to see just how hard he can push some of these top athletes. Good start from Kieran McKenzie, who's first round, the top boy. A 2-lap course here. They actually have to come out of the water, round the rock on the beach. There's David Davis, already lost to 4 or 5 people to the first boy. Smooth transition round the corner, as you'd expect, but as he said, he's enjoying the relaxed lifestyle of not being a world-class athlete. So the first lap completed, and Kieran McKenzie is onto the sand. before he heads out on exactly the same course. He's got the company now of Oliver Simon, the local triathlete, and the pace they're setting at the front, starting to string out that front group. Paul Jennings doing really well and is the leading athlete in the long course weekend event. And the winner of the whale swim will be one of these two, Kieran McKenzie, just ahead of Oliver Simon at the moment. And it looks as though McKenzie's going to nick this one. And we have heard rumours that he is going to get engaged this evening. Certainly be a big move.
Well, basically, she's the love of my life. I love her to bits. She's everything to me. She's my rock. She keeps me together. And I'd just like to say, will you marry me?
Well, he's a brave man, and he got the answer that he wanted. A great time had by all. Some limping into the finish, some struggling with the terrain.
I only got here 5 minutes before the start of the swim, all the way from London. So I left my mum up there in the car, so I'll make sure she's all right. But brilliant, isn't it? I love Tenby on a sunny day. Really good fun, lovely water, beautiful.
It's a great atmosphere down here with the kids earlier on and so on. It's been a great day.
It's awesome. I'll definitely come back again. Crowds are good, everyone's in good spirits, everyone's having a good time, so happy days. It's time for a beer now.
Perhaps not for those who've got another 2 days of competition to go. Paul Jennings leads the way in the long course weekend. Kylie Mansfield leads the women's event. Erin Burby, Dominic Rowan Gates, 6 and 7 at the moment, but they're definite contenders for the overall.
Day 2 and another gorgeous day for the Wales at Sportive. Competitors leave Tenby for a 112-mile bike ride around the Pembrokeshire countryside. It may be a scenic and picturesque coastal route, but it's renowned as one of the toughest bike courses there is.
Day 2. And all the riders ready for the Sportive, the only Sportive in the country offering a ramp start for the top 10 who go in reverse order. Rowan Gates about to start, 7th after day 1 in the water. This is a pretty strong event for him. Kylie Mansfield, what a fantastic swim she had yesterday and has put herself in a fantastic position, as has Paul Jennings, who is the event leader after day 1. May well have his eyes set on that long course weekend title. The granny gears are going to be well used today.
It's not easy, yeah, definitely. It's a tough bike course. Conditions will be good as far as the wind will be sort of on their backs most of the course.
Once again, they've got an option on the distances they race, 40, 70, and of course the full distance, 112 miles. Through the Pembrokeshire Coast National Park. Carew Castle, one of the highlights that those who haven't got their head down will pick out on the way. Two of the leading ladies, Alison Rose Query and Rebecca Weston, pushing on nicely and setting a steady pace. The pacing's so important over this sort of distance. A typical coastal road, it goes up then down, and that's hard enough for all the riders, but particularly for Nikki Rees, who's riding with Gareth Scotcher, a man who's contracted motor neuron disease, and these two will be completing the whole long course weekend.
It's going to be tough. It was tough. The second loop was tough. The first buoy on the second loop was very tough because the current's against you. But we managed it in an hour 29, I think it was. So we're looking at maybe 9 to 10 hours today. Guys.
Well, there may be 1 or 2 athletes who get under the 5-hour mark, but many will be up around the 7-8 hour mark for their effort today over the 112 miles. Food, fluid, all important. Rowan Gates is the man who's been leading the way on the men's individual event. Good swim yesterday, setting a stiff pace on the bike. This man who's approaching Wiseman's Bridge, he's produced some very good age group performances at ITU long course events. It's that sort of support that gets you round on a day like this. And many of them now heading towards the finish. 112 miles nearly completed. The crowd building in anticipation. Not only looking for who's going to be leading the long course weekend, but finding out who wins the Sportive. And here come the leaders, or the leader it is, Chris Fairclough, who won last year, who takes the first spot yet again, a man from Cwmcarn Paragon Cycle Club, and he'll be delighted with that victory.
Chris, congratulations, your second win in the Wales Sportive. What was it like out there?
Pretty hot, pretty warm, but you can't beat this. Countryside's stunning, and it's obviously our home ride as well.
A lot of the shorter course cyclists coming in, but we're hearing that Rowan Gates is on his way towards the finish. This is him. He was 7th in the swim yesterday, but his performance on the bike is almost certainly going to push him up into the lead of the long course weekend athletes.
What was the conditions like out there?
Hot, hilly, but beautiful. I mean, it's one of the most beautiful parts of the world, I have to say.
You've won the bike by at least 4 or 5 minutes, so you're probably going to be overnight leader. How do you feel ahead of the marathon tomorrow?
The thought of a marathon now is a little bit scary, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll give it a good crack, and yeah, and hopefully stay in the lead. But there's lots of good people here. To be honest, it's just a pleasure being here. It's beautiful all the way around the course. You're getting motivation. You're getting people looking out for you, and yeah, it's a joy whether I come first or finish. You know, it's great to be here.
What do you do between now and 10 o'clock tomorrow to prepare your body?
Probably eat quite a lot. Go in the sea, enjoy Tenby. You know, there's a lot of energy to be had just being here.
Well, he needs to sap it up, because there will be some competition on the ride tomorrow. Christian Moxon coming in second place, and that should push him up into the top 5 in the overall. He lost a little bit of time on the swim yesterday, but good ride by Christian Moxon.
Surprised you come in second?
Very surprised, yeah. No, thought I'd just put it out there and see what happens. But I'll have a massage, a good feed, and yeah, try and get a good night's sleep.
So we have a New Zealander in second, and we're hearing the American Aaron Burby is approaching the line now, and we think that he's going to go all the way from 6th up into 2nd in the overall.
But I'm from the States. I'm from Seattle.
What do you make of the whole event and atmosphere?
It's great. Tenby's a beautiful town, and the swim's epic. It's a great swim, and yeah, and actually I really enjoy the running part the most, so I love the run course that we have.
I've not done any before, but this is awesome. The support around everywhere in all the little towns has been amazing. Especially enjoyed the finish. It was awesome. So happy to be finished, I tell you.
Absolutely brutal. Just pouring water on me all the time. It's something else. Like, it really is.
The ride was tough, and only the tough survive.
Talking about tough, Nicky Rees has excelled himself today with Gareth Scotcher. 7 hours 50 to complete the 112 miles. Dominic Rowan Gates, the new leader in the overall, 6:53.37 his total time, and it now looks as though it's going to be between him and Aaron Burby, the American.
Well, what a fantastic ride by Dominic Rowan Gates. It was a gruelling 112 miles in this heat. Competitors are going to need a seriously good night's sleep if they're going to tackle the Wales Marathon tomorrow. It's the decisive and most demanding stage of this long course weekend. It's coming up after the break. Welcome back to Wales and to Pembroke for the long course weekend. It's day 3 and another baking hot one for the 3rd and final stage, the Wales Marathon. The course will bring athletes here to the county town of Pembroke before returning back to Tenby to the finish line. Let's join our race commentator Patrick Winterton for a closer look at the overnight leaders.
So the 3rd big day of competition is upon us. Dominic Rowan Gates up against Aaron Burby for the title. That's the way it looks. 26.2 miles to go. The atmosphere building, and everyone aware of just how tough this marathon is going to be. Rowan Gates with a superb performance on the bike to put himself in the overall lead.
And how's the body feeling?
Tired. Tired and yearning for a bed.
You did a cracking ride on the bike yesterday. What did you do last night, or how do you prepare for today?
I ate a fair bit and tried to sleep as much as I could. Take it easy, really. I think there's a lot of positive energy to be had in Tenby, so just try and soak it up.
It's been a great weekend. It's a beautiful course. I really have enjoyed being out here for the long course weekend because it's you know, you get to enjoy the scenery more and the town and the atmosphere.
And there's the start here in Tenby. It's a scorching hot day and not a day to be running 26.2 miles.
And they'll make up those 26.2 miles by running to Pembroke Castle and back. And those doing the half marathon will start their race at Pembroke Castle and make their way to Tenby. Well, the drums will certainly help the runners on their way. And the early pace is already fairly ferocious. We've got Darren Treadaway and Carl Mannion, who are both racing in the Wales Marathon. The yellow bib belongs to Daryl John on the right, who can certainly get himself highly placed in the long course weekend event. I'm not sure he can catch the leaders, but he's going to have a good crack at it, and he's got more support than they had yesterday on the bike.
So Dominic Rowan Gates and Aaron Burby are in pole position heading into the final stage of the long course weekend. But it's a long way out there, and in these hot and humid conditions, there's plenty of time for a marathon specialist to make a move.
Darren Treadaway starting to turn the screw at the front of that leading group. Dropping off the pace a bit is Daryl Johns, who won the half marathon last year, but don't forget he's going the whole way this weekend, as is Aaron Burby from Seattle, who's trying to get away from Rowan Gates. Rowan Gates just has to keep the American in his sight to ensure he wins this weekend. Treadaway still bouncing his way along the Pembroke roads. The leading lady, and looking good, it's Lynette Porter, who's put such a massive gap between herself and the rest of the women that she's now hot favourite to take the long course weekend title. Rowan Gates still, I think, the favourite to take the men's title, but he's got to stick with the pace. Coming up alongside Daryl John, that will certainly give him some encouragement. Keeping the legs low, the arms low, running as efficiently as possible as he tries to close the gap down on Aaron Burby, the American, checking his watch, just making sure that the pace is right. And now here's a man, Darren Treadaway, who looks to be paying for that early pace. He's still got the lead, but not looking quite as fresh as he was early on. The half marathon runners waiting for their starting gun, but first they get to applaud the men and women going the whole 26.2 miles, just making their way down from Pembroke Castle. And the music appreciated by all the fans, but all the runners as well. Just what you need to get in the right frame of mind. Now, how is this man feeling? Certainly looks to be sweating a little more heavily than he was earlier on. The athlete's approaching 18 miles. Treadaway leading up the hill. You can just see him in the distance. Burby is at the bottom of the hill, and it's Rowan Gates who is closing on both those two athletes. And so the leading three men now within 120 metres, and it looks to me as though Treadaway has stopped. In fact, he's fallen into the bushes, collapsed by the side of the road. Dramatic scenes here with only 8 miles to go. The leader has stopped, and it is now the American Burby who takes the #1 spot. Rowan Gates desperately trying to point out the fact that Treadaway is on the side of the road. Not to worry, the officials have seen, he's got assistance, and I'm sure he'll be helped all the way back to Tenby. I can't see him running another inch. Totally exhausted. What an incredible effort he put in. 8 miles short of the finishing line. Burby will have seen Rowan Gates now, and these two men will just cruise the remaining miles side by side. It will be impossible for Burby to make up the 9 minutes that he needs. Lynette Porter, well, she's produced the run of her life, flying away from the rest of the women in the field. Manorbier Castle up to the left. And the beach down to their right. 1,000 good reasons to stop, but something keeps pushing them on. Once again, we see Nicky Rees. 3 days of Herculean effort from him. Into Tenby for the last time. Rowan Gates in second place. I'm sure he'll let Burby take this one. The American has been outstanding all weekend. Rowan Gates knows that the title is his. But the running leg, the marathon, is going to be won by Aaron Burby. We'll check the times in a minute. They don't matter. It's all about positions. Rowan Gates, with a brilliant bike ride yesterday, has done enough to take the long course weekend title for 2013. And his time of 9:54.53 for the 3 days of effort, a new record.
Dominic, congratulations, long course champion. What was that like today? It looks boiling hot.
Yeah, it was hard, it was hot, and it was pretty hilly. But it's a beautiful course. It's stunning. It's some of the best scenery I've ever seen. So it's a joy going all the way around somewhere like that and getting a welcome like this when you come in, and it's all worthwhile, however hot and hilly it is.
There were so many people on the course cheering for us, and that was really motivating. And I was tough because I'm trying to hold back. Then you get the cheers. The next thing you look at your pace and you're like going quite a bit faster than intended. And the same with the cameras, because the cameras are out there and you're like, okay, I got to look good for the camera.
Well, he certainly did look good. Aaron Burby settling for second place overall, just 9.5 minutes behind Dominic Rowan Gates, who is the new champion. Elga in third place, Norris 4, Paul Jennings, who won the swim on the first day, down in 5th place. And the leading woman, well, no doubt about it, Lynette Porter storms her way to victory in the marathon, and she takes the overall title as well.
I was really pleased with my run, really pleased with my bike, and my swim was abysmal, but still. In terms of the crowds and the atmosphere at Tenby, you can't beat it. And I've done them in Barcelona and Copenhagen and other places, but you can't beat Tenby.
Matthew Harvey storming home to win the half marathon event, 1 hour 20 and 15 seconds. And he is totally exhausted. Another 5 metres, and I'm not sure he would have made the line. Nicky Rees and Gareth Scotcher, perhaps the outstanding performance of the weekend. They've done it.
Nicky, congratulations, what an achievement. What was it like out there?
It was hot, it was tough, but me and Gareth got through it. Couldn't have done without him, but we got through it.
Well, congratulations to Dominic Rowan Gates, the winner of the long course weekend. 3,500 athletes have been competing here over the last 3 days. They've certainly seen Pembrokeshire at its glorious best. It's been an unforgettable weekend, but for now, from Wales, it's goodbye.